Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a flip of my cruise in 2029. This is book 1 of 3. So we drove from our home down to New Orleans, which was a little over 24 hours for us. But we didn't want to fly and take the chance of getting delayed and missing our cruise. So we drove. Yeah, that was a long drive. But so I made this cover. What I did is I took some scrapbook paper and I laminated it. And then I took some of the elastic and I punched it through and did the closures. And then I just stuck some stickers and some wood veneers on here. And then on the side, we have our cards that we had to use to, get in and out and of the cabin. And then I just have some little trinkets. This has all of our pictures that they took of us on the cruise. So it's a USB port. I don't think I've ever opened it. Except for when we first got back to load them up on my computer. And then they took a picture of us right before we cruised out. This was inside the terminal. So I put that there. And then I'm going to take this out. I do have 2 books in this cover. In here I laminated a card and I stuck it down. Take these 2 books out. I did another one and stuck it down, some stickers. I probably could actually cut this off, but I made it a little long, and then I put 4 strings in here just to secure it, and I used 2 strings per book. So I'm going to take this and stick it over here. Grab a drink. And I do have like day 1, day 2, 3, and 4 in here in these books. We'll stick this one over here for now. This one's kind of tiny compared to the other ones, but this is just from when we're first leaving and driving down. So not too much happened on that part of the trip. So this, I'm pretty sure I got this off Etsy. I usually buy all of these off from Etsy, even though I can make them myself, but I don't. This is just another card that I stuck on here. This is a sticker from Joann's. This is a kit that I bought. Those will be throughout this book. I bought a cruise kit and I bought a Louisiana stickers. I bought everything that was like cruise in Louisiana, New Orleans, things like that. I love this quote. I haven't been everywhere, but it's on my list because this girl loves to travel. This is just our packing list. More packing list, don't forget. This is the route we took. It was 22 hours and 34 minutes, but because we stopped, it was longer than that. And it was 1,503 miles. And I did some stamping in here, which I don't do a whole lot of stamping. This is just writing about the drive. Our cruise was in February of 2019. Let's see. What time did we leave? We left at 5 a.m. on the 15th of February. So, and as we went and hit the state, went through and hit states, like we had never been to Ohio. We never drove through it. So, of course, we had to stop and grab a sticker and a postcard because that's how I roll. We hit Kentucky. Like, I didn't do PA because PA was like a blink and you were through it. We didn't drive through PA hardly at all in this trip. We stopped and we got some breakfast at an IHOP. That was in Tennessee. So that was the first time I had drove through Tennessee. My husband's originally from Tennessee. So he's been there. And at this point, we had already been on the road for about 12 hours. And, nothing really interesting had happened at this point. Just driving, sleeping, switching off, all those good things. We drove through Alabama, and I kind of forgot to stop and get anything that represented Alabama, because it was like 2 seconds and we were through it, because it was just like we just drove through a little piece of it. Then we hit Mississippi. We did not stop. We just drove it like straight through because we didn't want to take the extra time and possibly miss our cruise. I know we should have went down like a day early, but we didn't. Like at this point, we were like super, super tired. And we were thinking about stopping and getting a hotel, but we didn't. So we stopped and took a little cat nap in the car, and that kind of helped a little bit. Oh no, we didn't stop in Alabama. We stopped in Mississippi. We drove to Mississippi. We stopped for gas, and at this point, I was beyond exhausted. So we stopped at this little rest area. I climbed into the back. I had a Jeep at this point, and let me tell you, those seats were so uncomfortable. My back was hurting. My feet were hurting because at this point, my feet were swelling, just like in my last trip. I wasn't stopping and getting out enough to say so, but that's okay. Not a big deal. So we kind of rested for a little bit, and then we just got some music going and drove. My husband got some sleep in the passenger seat, and he took over driving so I could get some sleep. And then Saturday morning, we crossed into Louisiana. And then like once the sun came out, I was fine. I wasn't tired. Well, I was tired, but I was good to go. So like when I drive through the night, it like through the whole day and then into the night, into the next day, I get so tired. But the second that sun rises, I'm ready to go. Excuse me. And like once we hit New Orleans, the traffic was crazy. I was not expecting that, knowing that New Orleans is a big city and ridiculous traffic. I knew this, but I wasn't prepared for the way that people drive there. And this is a little country bumpkin going down to the big city. Yes, I used to live down in the city in Virginia, and that was a long time ago, but the traffic was nothing like that, what I had to drive through when I lived in Virginia. So my anxiety and my panic kicked in big time. So we got to the hotel and we got some sleep and we relaxed. So we got a nap in, and the fog, we had to go over this bridge. The fog was crazy over that bridge. And it was kind of like eerie when we drove over that bridge with the fog. It was very eerie. So we took some showers and we had our nap, took showers. Then we went down and explored New Orleans. We wanted to see Bourbon Street, see, why we were there. Why not go see it? And it was cool. It was awesome. I loved it. I mean, we didn't do the whole partying and all that stuff because we're not that type of people. We did find a Five Guys for dinner. We love Five Guys. It's really good burgers. I went into one of the stores down there to get it's coming unstuck. Get a postcard, some stickers. Took some pictures of the different decorations they had on the houses because Mardi Gras was coming up. So people were getting ready for that. It was going to be happening while we were on our cruise. So they were getting all prepared for that. Oh, my stuff's stuck in there. Well, I guess I'm not going to be showing you that, but I have the card from the hotel that we stayed at, and then these are my confirmations. We just stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, and then these are all the states that we drove through. I like doing that. I haven't done that in a couple of my albums. So then we just relaxed until the next morning. We got our naps in. We slept all night till the next morning for our departure for our cruise, and that's in this next one, so day 3. We were kind of up early just because we weren't sure where the cruise port was, so we had to figure that out. We got all of our stuff together and got out of the hotel, and we got some breakfast. And then we went to IHOP for breakfast, and then we headed to find where the cruise port was so that we didn't miss the cruise, because we weren't sure like what time we could, start going through the terminal, going through security and all that stuff. Like we had to be there we knew that they started loading at 3, but we weren't sure how long it was going to take us to get through the port. So does it say what time we got there? Oh yeah, we also upgraded our, what do you want to call it? Oh, we bought a faster to fun pass. So we got to board sooner than what we would have if we would have just done the regular boarding passes for the cruise. So that was cool, but we weren't 100% sure like what time we could board and all that good stuff. So we had to, we moved through the whole security, them checking our bags. And so we sat there and waited for the cruise ship to deboard because there was people coming off the ship and they had to get everything cleaned, blah, blah, blah. And it was kind of cold in this terminal where they had us waiting after, this was actually before we went into the actual terminal. This picture was, I'm pretty sure. So our cabin was $62.71. We had a deck a balcony that we could go out on. I keep thinking that's a page wants to come off. And these are just these were on our luggage. So what they did is they took our luggage and they would bring it right to our room. So we didn't have to worry about any of that. I just brought my purse with me. These are our boarding passes. See, we had to be there at 11:30. So we were there at 11:30, but we got to go early because we had those faster to fun passes. Put those back in there. This was for our honeymoon. Yes, it was 3 years after we got married, but that's okay. Not a big deal. So once we got on board, we hung out on the Lido deck and we grabbed some drinks. Boy, those drinks are expensive. Like, we didn't buy the drink package because we're not huge drinkers, but we did buy two fruity drinks, $22. Yep. And you couldn't even taste the alcohol in them. So yeah, we weren't going to be purchasing too many drinks on this trip. We did grab some lunch at Guy's Barbecue, and we just hung out, until we could go to our room, get everything settled, and we had to do a muster drill so they could tell us, in case the ship sunk, what we could do. Those are the drinks that we got. Grabbed that from whatever my burger was sitting in, the little package. Stole that from that package. That was our food at Pig and Anchor that night. And And then, oh no, that's what Guy's Burger restaurant was Pig and Anchor. And then this is just us, like, heading out, having fun. And then Monday, I'm pretty sure this was our first formal night. Either Monday, yeah. Monday was our first formal night. We were just cruising this day, so like, yeah, we just hung out. We went to the casino. We were checking out all the other things that they offered on the cruise and just looking for things to do while we were on the ship until we got into ports. Our first port was Jamaica, and we actually did buy an excursion for Jamaica. This is our formal. We actually booked this steak restaurant because we wanted to have a nice dinner and celebrate our anniversary. And they were so kind about it because we had told them that our wedding and our honeymoon, and we had told them that it was for our honeymoon, and they brought us wine. And what else did they do? Oh, it was the free bottle of wine for this one, and then there was more later on. But we had a fun time. And then this is just the VIP. We went to a selling thing where they kind of want you, yeah, that's how much we paid for it, but it was delicious. It was an experience too. Like, for the dinner, they brought you out the salts that you could choose to have your steak seasoned with, which was awesome. And they were in this box. I would have took a picture, but I didn't get a chance. And like, my steak is never done and never cooked the way I want it. These chefs cooked my steak to perfection. It was delicious. And then my husband got the cheesecake, and I got the chocolate cake with melted chocolate in it. To die for. So good. And, I want to go on another cruise in the worst way, but I want to go to an Alaskan cruise, go on an Alaskan cruise. I think that would be so much fun. But yeah, we did this during the day. We had done what do you want to call it? I don't even know what it would be called. Like a demonstration that talked about all these shopping things that you can do in ports. And they give you coupons, but all the stuff that they want you to go see is like all high-priced dollared items like diamond rings and all these high-priced jewelry places that are in ports. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to spend all that kind of money. We don't need that. We don't need jewelry. We need experiences and fun. This is from my drink. And then I had actually bought a purse. It was a Jessica Simpson purse. They do have stores on the ship. So that's a napkin. Put that in there. And then this was like my little photo ticket right here. So my little photo finder for pictures. And then they did a little elephant that was wicked cute. We had some burgers. We found the potato head. We enjoyed some music that night. There's so many places that you can eat on this ship. Like, we had burgers, we had barbecue. They have a buffet that you can go to for breakfast, which is what we did for breakfast and lunch. And then we had a burger as like a snack, I don't know. And they have ice cream open 24/7. My husband is a huge ice cream lover. And he actually loved that you could go get ice cream at 3 o'clock in the morning if you wanted it. And this was Tuesday. And this was another day that we were at sea. And we just found things to do, have fun. The weather was gorgeous the whole trip. In fact, the whole trip. So we were debating on which port we wanted to do an excursion at, and then on this day, we ended up buying our excursion for Jamaica, which was an all-inclusive beach resort in Jamaica. So that meant that we could go to the resort, we could use all of their amenities, and we got lunch, we got drinks, we got everything. And the transportation was included. So, and that was $120 for each of us, which wasn't bad. So we're gonna be doing that on the next day when we port into Jamaica. And then we just hung out on the Lido deck, enjoying the beautiful weather. And then look how blue that water is. We had an elephant here. We had a new one every day. We went to a comedy show that night. Oh my God, that was awesome. We did buy a picture of drinks. Those were really good. I can't remember what the name of those drinks were. And then that's us that night. Horrible, horrible picture of me. But yeah, that was a very fun few days so far on the trip. Looks like this is starting to fall apart. See, this is why I don't like the staples, because like it's coming apart. But that's all right. It'll be held in with the elastic bands. Yeah, see, if I make it too chunky, they start to come unattached, and not impressed, but that's okay. So yeah, that's it for the first book. My next one is super thick compared to the first book. It has, I think, days 5 through, I think we were on there for 7 total days. So book 1 or 2 and 3 will have the final days in it, and I'm gonna do those flip throughs as well. Maybe not next week. I might have some more of my Cancun trip for next week, because I've been working on that quite a bit, and I want to do another couple of pages with my friends and chit chat through that with you guys. But so yeah, if you like this content and you want to see some more, just like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you'll be notified every time I upload. I'm also going to start doing some of my Hobonichi and getting that uploaded on the page, and then see what else we can do. I did just place some new orders for stuff for my Hobonichi, and I'll gonna show you guys that once it comes in. It takes them a little bit to get everything going. I think it's about a 2 to 3 week lead time, so we'll see that when that comes in. And I'm gonna let you guys go here, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks.